Hi everyone and welcome back to Mandarin Pod for Children. I'm Grace, your host and Mandarin learning coach. To protect speakers' privacy and enhance audio quality, some or all voices in this episode are created with AI assistance. The content is inspired by real-life classroom experiences of the eChineseLearning teaching team. Today's episode is for every parent who's found themselves thinking she used to love Mandarin but now it's like she stopped learning. Or, he used to pick up words so fast now nothing seems to stick. If that sounds like your situation, you're not alone. Plateaus are one of the most frustrating stages of language learning because they feel invisible. There's no meltdown, no tantrums, just silence. Stagnation. And a growing sense of doubt. Joining me today is Nathan, a father from the UK whose 10-year-old daughter Lucy hit what felt like a wall after 6 months of steady Mandarin lessons. Nathan, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Grace. It's great to be here. Honestly, this topic is personal. We were so excited when Lucy started learning Mandarin, she loved it, but now it feels like she's stuck in neutral.
Let's go back to the beginning. What was Lucy's journey like in those first few months?
She was all in. She'd show us new words at dinner. She even made little flashcards and taped them to the fridge. We don't speak Mandarin, but we tried to support her, celebrating each new phrase, watching videos with her. It was fun, lighthearted.
And then?
Then nothing changed. Same level, same vocabulary. She still went to lessons, but she stopped sharing. One day I asked her, "What did you learn today?" And she said, "I don't know. Same stuff." That's when I knew something had shifted.
That moment is so familiar to many parents. What you're describing is what we call the language plateau. And the tricky part? It usually comes after early success. When all the easy wins are behind you and progress slows down.
That's exactly how it felt. Like we'd peaked early.
Here's something important for everyone listening. A plateau doesn't mean failure. It means consolidation. The brain is absorbing and organizing, but externally it looks like nothing is happening. And for kids, that's frustrating.
That really helps to hear. I kept wondering, did we do something wrong?
Not at all. But there are ways to help a child move through a plateau more smoothly. So let's dig into what you tried and what ended up working.
Sure. First we tried doing more practice time, more review. But that just made Lucy roll her eyes. It felt like extra homework.
Ah, the overcorrection trap. It's such a natural reaction, the child is stuck so we try to push harder, but often that just deepens the resistance.
Yeah, we saw that. So then we tried the opposite, we backed off completely. Took a little break. But when we came back she was even more disconnected.
Exactly. A break can help, but only if it's paired with re-engagement, not withdrawal. What Lucy needed wasn't more or less, it was different.
Right. So here's what finally helped, we started bringing Mandarin into new parts of life. Not lessons, just exposure. We'd play a Chinese pop song in the car and let her guess the mood. We watched food vlogs about noodles and dumplings. One day we printed out a simple recipe and cooked it together.
That's brilliant. What you did was shift from structured input to contextual input. You made Mandarin part of experience, not performance.
Exactly. And slowly her interest came back. She started saying phrases again, nothing fancy, but with more confidence. And then one night she corrected my pronunciation of a food name and laughed. That was the first time in weeks she'd engaged like that.
That's a huge milestone. Humor, correction, confidence, those are signs a child is moving past the plateau.
I think it worked because we weren't testing her anymore. We were just inviting her in.
That's such a key shift. When the learning environment feels emotionally safe, kids open up again. Let me pause here to highlight a few takeaways for our listeners. First, normalize the plateau. It's a natural phase, not a problem to fix. Second, resist the urge to double down. Adding more pressure rarely jumpstarts progress. Third, shift from output to input. Focus on listening, watching, experiencing without the expectation to perform. Fourth, change the environment. Move the language out of the lesson space and into daily life. Music, food, travel shows, cultural crafts. Fifth, celebrate re-entry points. When your child says a word, laughs at a video, or uses a phrase unprompted, pause and celebrate.
I love that phrase, re-entry points. That's exactly what it felt like. She found her way back, on her own terms.
Exactly. And when parents recognize and support those small re-engagement moments, they grow.
Now we try to keep it simple. Mandarin is part of our rhythm but never forced. We have Culture Fridays where we pick one Chinese thing to try. It could be a snack, a craft, a short story, and we just enjoy it. No tests, no pressure.
You've built sustainability. And that's what keeps a language alive. Thank you so much, Nathan, for sharing your experience.
Thank you, Grace. I hope this helps other parents feel less alone when progress stalls.
That's our show for today. If your child seems stuck, remember, plateaus aren't the end of progress, they're part of it. With the right mix of patience, play, and gentle re-engagement, the spark can return. Want more support? You can try a one-on-one Mandarin trial lesson at eChineseLearning.com, customized to match your child's pace and personality. Until next time, I'm Grace. Stay kind, stay curious, and trust that growth often happens quietly before it shows up loud and proud.